omelet. That's all at Naughty Nancy's Food Shack and Crow's Nest Pub, 700 Eldridge Street in Clearwater. That's right where Eldridge crosses the Pinellas Trail between Myrtle and Fort Harrison. Call 446-3717. 446-3717. You're listening to the Tan Talk Radio Network.
This is why you should listen to the Sports Web on Saturday afternoons from 4 to 5, because it's a fan show. If you think that you're going to get away with wearing another team's jersey and not take some heat for it, then you're completely insane. Look, you made the decision to wear the jersey, so you're going to get the hell for it. And again, I go back to the previous point. Have you ever seen anybody in the other previous generations, the greats in the game, wear anybody else's jersey?
It's 2015, man.
Oh,
and we
man,
need to stop telling people how to live their life. He's a grown
You know what
man.
this is the equivalent
he wore
of?
a jersey.
This is the
he
equivalent.
Wore a jersey. Did you get your paycheck this week?
Yeah, I got my paycheck this week.
Okay, so him wearing the jersey didn't change the price of tea in China. Stop with all this overreacting.
But it puts the doubt.
This is the wussification of America. Wussification of, he wore a Cleveland Brown jersey. What are we going to do? He's a Buccaneer. Come on, man.
The Sports Web on Saturday afternoons from 4 to 5 on WTAN 1340 AM. Let your voice be heard.
Folks, do you guys have a 401k, life annuity, or retirement plan? Well, I've got good news for you. Tax and financial guru Daryl Madison will be able to help you understand funding, financing, and investing in this turbulent financial season. Call him, the tax and financial guru, Daryl Madison, at 813-872-9900. That's 813-872-9900. Tell him you heard about him from Miss Florida Diva of the Dawn Reese radio show, Hollywood Connections, Tan Talk 1340 on your AM dial.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome to Hollywood. What's your dream? Everybody comes here. This is Hollywood, land of dreams. Some dreams come true, some don't. But keep on dreaming. This is Hollywood. Always time to dream, so keep on dreaming.
Hey, and welcome to Hollywood Connections on Tan Talk 1340 AM. I'm Dawn Reese, your host. Like us on Facebook under Hollywood Connections. Wow, we have a super amazing packed show today. You would not believe who's all calling in and who I just met in the studio today, and more connections here at Hollywood Connections at Tan Talk. So, Yvonne, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful today. How are you, Dawn?
I'm super great. You saw our list of people calling in.
Oh, wonderful. Mm-hmm.
I know. Before I start and go on to our weatherman, Bert Arnold, he's here with Sun Charter, Sunkist Charters. Sunkist Charters. Yes, our new charter company coming up in the spring. He's going to give us the weather report in just a minute. But I want to talk to you. That was your tax commercial that you just had on.
Yes, it was. Uh-huh.
Right. And I just gave you my taxes this year.
You sure did.
So he's doing, give the number for your tax company.
813-426-5101. That's Daryl Madison. And tell him you heard about the tax office from Miss Florida Diva.
There we go.
Of
Okay.
Dawn Reese Connections, Hollywood Connections.
Right. So he's doing my taxes. We're excited about that. We have Bert Arnold here in the house with the weather report for Florida. And welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm doing just fine, ladies. How are you girls?
We're doing good.
Good.
Nice.
Good.
Well, today is the Gasparilla Parade over in Tampa.
Oh, yes.
Right.
What a great day we have lined up for the Gasparilla Parade. The weather is fabulous. The winds are soft, so the boaters out there will be great. They should have a really wonderful afternoon, and just keep all the boating safety regulations in order. But as far as our weather goes, later on today and through the rest of the weekend, we have very soft winds. Be a good boating weekend. The winds are soft. The highs will be in the low to mid 70s, and the lows will be in the low 50s.
Good.
On the start of the work week, we'll be in the mid 70s and low 60s for when you get up and go to work. Should be dry Wednesday and Thursday. We have a chance of precipitation. 30 to 50% coverage. We just have to pay more attention to that later in the week, and we'll have a little more closer details that we can pinpoint on that.
And how about our boating for tomorrow that we're going out boating?
Our boating for tomorrow will be fabulous. We have soft winds. The bays are calm. As we said, Tampa Bay is flat. The Gulf is flat. Really safe, good boating day for everybody in the Gasparilla Parade, which a lot of boaters are out. And we're going to have a great day tomorrow boating.
I know. You know what's really great is because I'm actually been nominated Miss Queen of Queens for Gasparilla.
Yes, you were.
This is my first year and I'm on the float.
Oh,
and you either for Miss Florida Diva. I know, but we're here because I said our dedication is to the show, so you know that's from our heart, and that's really important.
Yes.
And also, too, tell us about Sunkist Charters that's coming up. What to expect?
Well, Sunkist Charters is a 37-foot Endeavor sloop sailing boat. She has a 6-pack captain's license, so we can take 6 passengers out. Be pretty much a 5-hour cruise. And we're really close to the pass, Clearwater Pass, so we get about a 30-minute, 40-minute boat ride as far as under motor. And then when we get out past the pass, then we can put the sails up and sail around for a few hours, and we'll come back.
And how can we contact you?
Well, you can contact Sunkist Sailing Charters through my telephone number, which is 727-218-4988, to schedule your spring sailing cruise.
Okay.
And, I have an idea. I think what we should do is before we, take the charters out, have everybody from this show here, like me, Yvonne, Benny, Peter, our sportscaster. What do you think of that?
I think that's
absolutely
wonderful.
Sounds good.
I
Sounds
know.
like a plan.
I know.
Yes.
I like fishing. I don't like trolling because you had
Trolling.
I know. No, just real quick before we get our callers on. But we went out in the smaller boat. We have a Nautica. Nautica. There we go. And so you tell me I'm new to the sailing world. But I went out and I catch a lot of ladyfish, right? And then
how do you know the difference?
Well, because his friend, I bring him along because he puts all the hooks and the worms on the hook.
Hook them up.
Yeah, and he takes the fish off, so I don't have to wear gloves.
Oh, okay.
But no, he's taught me a lot, and his name is Matt. He's our fishing man. But what was really cool is that when he had the troller, tell him what happened, what I did. I said, "Ooh, look!" You said, "Do not cast with that."
Oh, well, on a trolling baitcaster type rod, the line on the spool can spin very easily. So trying to cast that was very difficult to try to master casting that type of a reel.
But he told me, do not cast.
Do not cast it because I knew what would happen, and it's called a backlash.
And guess what I did? I casted it out. I went, look, it cast.
And then it kept reeling, and it
kept going,
and it's a giant rat's nest.
Oh, boy.
Inside the deal. Had to cut out all the line.
I know. But that was fun. I know.
But, yes.
But I never went fishing in my life.
Oh, we got to get you and Benny fishing with us.
I never went fishing.
Well, we got a couple extra holes.
Fishing is great.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'll be looking forward to that.
I know. So we have a really power-packed house. We're on Periscope. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
So Yvonne Madison here.
Yes.
And
me.
there we go. And so anyways, before we have anybody else that we're good? No, we're good. Okay. So Peter, just real quick, I saw you out and about doing your sportscasting yesterday.
Yeah, doing some demo work for my demo to send out to various TV stations. Yes.
Super proud of you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And we are. I know I see the light buzzing back there, so we do have a caller, and we'll just put that next caller on the air. And I'm really excited because this is a different twist to our show today. Mm-hmm. And I got a really cool story. Lola, the station owner, calls me the other day. Hi, Lola. I know you're listening because I got your message. And she said, Dawn, somebody called from L.A., a casting director. And I went, oh. She said, call them. That was a message. So I called them up. And she goes, hi. I said, this is Dawn Reese, Hollywood Connections. And she goes, oh, yeah, we've heard of your show. We'd like to have you help cast, and tell everybody about the auditions coming up in Orlando. I said, who is it? She goes, America's Got Talent. So they're tuning in, and she wanted everything on the show. So Lola, thank you. We sent everything over and really excited about that. So they have auditions coming up, and we have posted that, and we'll give you that information in just a minute, so you can't go away. We have Monica Sanchez on the line. And hi, Monica, how are you?
Hi, Dawn. How are you, love?
Fabulous. She runs the Miss CARICOM pageant. And how long have you been doing that pageant system?
Oh, my goodness. We started in 2004 with Mr. Danny Glover as our patriot and our head judge. You know, it was so fantastic.
Wow. Yvonne Madison's here. She wants to tell you, because we were talking about that with Danny Glover and how she met him. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi, Yvonne. How are you?
I'm doing good. I saw Mr. Danny Glover at Amira Baraka's funeral in February.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he officiated over the whole ceremony.
Yeah. Isn't he a fabulous guy?
Yes, that was in Newark, New Jersey.
And it's really cool. Danny's been a part of your show. What does he do with your pageant system?
Well, he's a great supporter of our foundation. We have a foundation, and the pageant is one of the fundraisers of the foundation. And, I have somebody else from New Jersey on the line. I'm going to introduce her in a minute. She's Lady Ira Lewis, and she knows the Congressman John Payne very well. She also met Danny Glover because, we do the awards, the Danny Glover Paul Dreams Award, and she was one of our recipients. Her name is Lady Ira Lewis.
Oh,
okay.
Hello there.
Hi.
Hollywood Connection. I love that name.
Thank you.
So tell us more about what you do.
I am the president of two organizations. I do a lot of community service. I do every and anything that connects people for fun. Lots of fun things, a lot of educational awareness. Right now, I'm doing the Guyana 50th Independence. We have a queen. Monica's on my board.
Nice.
And my goodness, talking about boards, before we get into this at all, I have a surprise for you, Dawn.
Yes.
And for also Miss Madison. I spoke with Danny Glover, and this is a unanimous decision because, he's also on our board. And I'd like to invite Miss Dawn Reese and Miss Yvonne Madison to be our board member.
Wow.
I want to put you on the foundation's board.
Wow, with Danny Glover. Very cool. And Monica is super beautiful. I mean, I'll tell you, this woman is a striking lady in the pageant world. But I have to tell you something before we go to our next caller. Monica, back in the days of college, I was promised to have an interview with Danny Glover. And I went over to the college that they set up, and of course he was too busy, and his bodyguards and his PR people were like, yes, you can interview him. And I was brand new out of college, and I was so excited. And because I was in the movie Lethal Weapon 3 back in the days in the secretary office scene. I'm the only blonde, I know, with Joe Pesci and Mel Gibson. And so I had a story. And so anyways, but when I went over to interview him, they were like, no, I'm sorry, he can't interview right now. I was like, oh, God, please get him to me someday.
So maybe you'll get your chance.
I know. She did. She's going to bring him on. She's going to talk to him. Yeah, she said we're going to be connecting, and we'll do a three-way, hopefully, with her, Monica, and Mr. Danny Glover.
Exciting.
I know. So we're going to also be a part of her pageant system. She's going to call in, and she's going to have some special guests once a week.
Oh, wonderful.
And talk about, and we'd love to come out and judge your pageant system in New York. Because you're there all the time.
I'm from New York. I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah. So you have to get her to come out and judge because she's our Miss Florida Diva.
Yes, I am.
We're super excited.
I definitely am going to work on it because I was told also that you have a connection to our famous Reverend Sutton.
Oh, yes, I do. Yes. From when he was a teenager. Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
So we have to get Al on the show and talk about those reminiscing days of coming over to the house. And Monica, give your website real quick because we're going to have you call in. I know we have 3 callers on the line.
Okay, great. It's MissCaricom.com. And, of course, we're on every social network. The pageant is Miss Caricom, CARICOM. And, we do the Danny Glover Proud Dreams Award. And hopefully when I call you back on the next show, we'll be talking about this year's recipients. And, of course, we have some other surprise. So next week, surprise.
Wow. It's just been a really blessed week. I can't believe all the things that God's opening doors.
Wonderful meeting you guys.
Thank you so much. Y'all keep up the good work and continue to communicate.
Same to you.
Yes, and Monica, give your friend's website so they can go there as well.
Okay, so she is Caribbean American Heritage Foundation, and she's really doing some wonderful things. And we work together, so she's visible both on my page and her page. And we're going to be doing, this year is Guyana 50th anniversary. And so we're celebrating that. And one of my CARICOM queens is the face of Miss Guyana 50th anniversary independence. So next week, some great things. Miss CARICOM. Just Google Miss CARICOM or Danny Glover and Miss CARICOM.
Well, we are super excited to be a part of this, and I know Yvonne will be an asset to your pageant as well to judge, and she's always in New York, so we can't wait. And what is the date of your pageant?
It's going to be in July 2016, and I will definitely give you more information next week. And, of course, it's going to be in New York. And welcome aboard, Yvonne. And
thank you. And I'm usually in New York in July.
Oh, great.
Yes.
We have to go. We have to go. And real quick, before you hang up, I know our callers, thank you for being patient. We'll be right with you. What ages are you looking for your pageant?
We're looking from 18 to 30.
Okay. Now, do they have to be Caribbean descent? Do they have to live in the Caribbean?
No. They don't have to be Caribbean descent. We're just representing the Caribbean and promoting, showcasing. But the queens, the contestants do not have to be of Caribbean descent.
Oh, fabulous.
Platinum International. So it's Platinum International. So definitely, we could have you from anywhere. And, of course, you can always go on the website and get some more information.
Fabulous, we'll do that.
I just want to congratulate you, Don. You're doing such a wonderful job. And we're going to spread Hollywood Connection all over the internet, all on our page, and definitely all over New York.
We are super excited. I know, and Yvonne here, I couldn't do this show without Yvonne being my co-host, and she makes a big part of it with her contribution, and we are really, really blessed to have her here.
Thank you.
And Bert Arnold, our weatherman.
Yes.
All right, God bless. We'll talk to you soon next week. We can't wait. We'll have longer conversations.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much, Don. Okay, bye-bye.
Sounds good. I know we have Maria on hold, but let's go to William. We have our special VIP guest calling in from Santa Fe, New Mexico. My favorite spot in the world. Great skiing. And hi, welcome. And this is William. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you for having me.
Oh, William, we've been bragging about you and, kind of your ventures that you're about to go on, embark this year. And tell everybody your full name.
It's William Constantine.
That's right.
Just
and
like the movie.
Exactly. So we kind of did social networking, and I had added you onto Facebook, and I went, wow, he'd be a great guest on my show. And you have been featured on Nancy Grace. You have been featured on Shirley MacLaine's show that she has, and CBS, and so many others. Can you give a list?
That would take the whole show. So
I know.
Oh boy!
Yeah, I've basically done. I've done everything. I've been featured in. An encyclopedia of the paranormal. I have my own entry in there. So there's just a lot of. I've just been busy.
I see that. Now we were talking about because you're a medium, correct?
Yes.
And you have kind of what's the difference between a medium and somebody that would be your family member? I'm going to bring this up. Yvonne has a family member that was first on the show. She's a spiritual advisor to a famous family that was in Hollywood. So can you kind of give the difference to
Whitney
people?
Houston's family.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, all psychics are all mediums are intuitive. So a spiritual advisor could be anything. So I don't know necessarily. I'm assuming that her relative is either an empath or an intuitive of some sort. So that just means that they're able to read energy and they pick up on certain things. I could do that, but my main focus is talking to the other side because I see them everywhere.
Now, we had wanted to do something special on pets. We were talking about, and I didn't know if you did this or not, because I know I was telling you my fiance, our little pet Ginger that he had since he was a baby, and she was actually a famous dog from the Wishbone family. That was her grandmother in the Wishbone TV show. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know if you had any feelings or any readings or anything about pets. Do you do that as well, William?
I can do pets. I know you sent me over a couple of pictures. The only initial impression that I got was that there was maybe something initially with like a hip, or there was an issue with her walking near the end.
Wow.
But it does seem like she's still around him a lot, and maybe there's things that happen in the house that are familiar to him that would only happen when she was there.
That's true. Yeah, because we do feel that around the house with Ginger, and I do believe that. You know, people say, do pets go to heaven? And, you know, your view on that.
I mean, pets go where we go, right? So,
I think so, too.
You know, it's sort of like a return to consciousness, but it's a way where we're never really separated from them. I mean, even now they're not separated. And if you have another pet, odds are if you've lost a pet and you have another one in the house, you could still see them interacting together. You might just not see the other pet. I mean, I would as a medium, but you wouldn't. So you would see the other pet, the living pet, basically playing and doing that type of thing, or barking in a corner where it, you know, where the other pet might have been, or
that's interesting.
So,
yeah,
it's a fascinating world that I live in.
Wow. Now, you know, you had some really pretty amazing opportunities. Now, you did that thing with Nancy Grace. Was that about Indian Rocks Beach? There was a story with somebody?
Correct. And that's still an ongoing investigation, so I can't really disclose my involvement in that. But
okay.
It is yeah.
Okay.
So there's still.
Yeah, no, that was curious because there's so many videos on you that are really you know, informational. We also, I think I have a caller. I have something for you here, and we're just going to bring Maria. She's taking a break from Barbizon, and she's one of my dear friends. And you know, I sent her picture over, and I know you said at that time there was no reading. And Maria, are you on the line?
I sure am. Hi, guys.
Hi. Now, Maria's the one, William, that her little dog was let out by accident in the backyard in Homestead. And she has posted things out or anything. Any advice you can give to her by chance? Maria, say hi to William.
Hi, William. How are you?
All right. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you. I hope you're doing good.
Yeah. So yours is the little white dog, right?
The Chihuahua.
Yes.
I mean, here's the thing with that. Like, I don't necessarily know as though, I mean, my initial impression wasn't that it was in a safe, in a safe spot. So I don't necessarily know. I mean, how long ago did your pet go missing?
At the beginning of the month.
Oh.
Her name is Tinkerbell. Yeah, down in Homestead.
No, that's Coochie.
Oh, Coochie.
Oh, Coochie.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Coochie.
Wrong
dog.
I know. Yeah.
So,
she went missing at the beginning of the month.
Here's the thing, like, I don't know if somebody picked her up and she's just, because it seems like there seems to be more of like a scared energy. And the one good thing is that it's not gator season, right? So like she hasn't been eaten in that regard. But you know, the fact is that I don't necessarily feel like she feels like she's safe.
Oh.
So
she does not feel like she's safe.
Right.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's just because she doesn't trust strangers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would be something that she would understand. But because it doesn't seem like whoever has her or whoever picked her up or wherever she is, it just doesn't seem like she's in a safe place or where she feels safe and comfortable.
Well,
it seems like, for the most part, it seems like she's something that was like always by somebody that she knew and trusted,
right?
And more was like doted on, and so now it seems like that's not the case, and you know, and so I don't necessarily know where she is, but I don't feel like she's too far from home.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I would think that she wouldn't feel safe if she wasn't with her owner.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, she was very attached.
Yes.
She's very attached to me. So she would, if I'm not around, she goes to her own little spot.
Mm-hmm. She's probably feeling the same way that you feel about her. She's yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, Maria, thank you.
It's sort of, yeah. I mean, it's sort of like when an animal gets picked up and goes to the shelter.
Yes.
You know, like where they don't feel necessarily comfortable, but at the same time, like because she really was like a dog that was always with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like she's not used to being antisocial, and if she was, there was a safe spot that she would go to, but she doesn't have that now, and so now it's more like she's just alone, but I don't feel like she's far from the house. The good thing is that she's still alive.
Okay. Well, we'll give you some updates.
I just want to ask a question.
Sure.
Did you check all the shelters in the neighborhood?
Yes, I do every day. I do every day.
And she put it out on Craigslist and the dog missing places as well. You know, that's another thing too is William. Well, I know we have a surprise for you also on the line. We're really excited about in just a second. But do you do this with other people if there are pets out there? I mean, there's so many lost pets out there. Do you do anything like that?
I mean, occasionally. It's harder to find lost pets because it's such a big world for pets, right? So like, you know, the dead for me is where it's at because like they, you know, it's sort of just. I mean, I've helped recover pets like if they've gone lost or missing. It's a harder case to work if I'm not physically there.
Okay, gotcha. Well, that's really cool to know, and we're going to get back to that conversation in a minute. Maria, thank you so much for calling in. I work at Barbizon. I hire team leaders. Maria, actually, I got her the job over there. She's loving it. I know she loves it. She's traveling all over the world. So, Maria, thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you guys for having me on the show.
Oh,
Have a
you're
great day.
welcome.
Bye.
All right, she was my Miss Puerto Rico.
I remember her.
Yes, and she's going to come in and
Miss Puerto Rico.
Come into the show soon, very, very soon.
Yes.
So we also have Craig on the line. Stay on, William. Craig, are you there?
Hey, Dawn, how are you? Is William on your show, too?
Yes.
Wow.
Hi, he's on. You can hear him. Say hi, William.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, William? Boy,
Good.
to get a guy of that caliber on your show, oh, my God. Dawn, did you hear about the new show, Miami PI, that we're trying to do?
Yes, we were on before. This is with Barron Investigation.
That's right. Name of my company is Barron Investigative Group. We're in Florida and California and Indiana. We provide security for corporations, Fortune 500 corporations. Been in business 30 years. I'm retired out of law enforcement, and we try to help people with problems. Very similar to Burn Notice, the show that ran for 7 seasons. It's very, very similar to what that guy, the fictitious character Michael, was doing. But at the end of the day, we try to help people and educate people what a private investigator can do and help them with their the problems. Because as you know, Don, people have problems everywhere: divorces, child custody, stepmoms, stepdads, step-husbands.
Well, that's too.
I think Bill. I talked to my team here, and we're going to bring Bill aboard. Isn't that going to be great?
I know. William, what do you think of that? Do you guys already talked? And, I don't want to step over the line with anything, but what do you think of that? Because, Craig, you said you're working on a case that somebody's missing for 6 years?
Yes. We're missing actually, it's an 84-year-old woman here that's ready to die in Indiana, and she's looking for her granddaughter. She is roughly around 50 years old, the granddaughter, and she hasn't seen her in 47 years, and we cannot find her. We cannot find her.
So how do you think that William would be an asset with you?
Well, I believe he has a gift.
Exactly.
A gift to talk to the other side, and I believe with a man of that magnitude and talent, we will be able to get us leads, from the other side to point us in the right direction, so there could be closure for this beautiful young, she's 84 years old, but she's almost like 20 years old inside. She just wants to see her grandkid.
Wow. William, what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I think it's a great opportunity to be able to consult. I mean, I've had, wives who were looking for dirt on their husbands, and they hired me because they hired me and I gave them information and they ended up walking in on them cheating. So I mean, it's I think it is what it is, and with cases like that, like cold cases, it's better to be able to be called in by an actual department. For example, like you mentioned the Florida case. When I was called in on that, I was brought in by a friend of the family, and then so what happened was I was brought on to Nancy Grace, and I said some things on Nancy Grace, and then the chief of police bumped me my next appearance because I said too much, and he didn't want me to blow the case. So so the thing is so they already had like sort of the wall of blue, because not all police departments or agencies, for example, are even open to psychics. Because when people go missing, psychics come out of the woodwork, like, and offer aid and assistance or whatever, and a lot of them are fraudulent, right? So by the time they actually get to, and a lot of times when they get to a legit medium, or something like that. They've already weeded through so many, fraudulent ones.
And how do you, William? How do you tell the difference between a real one and a fake one? People don't know, who to believe.
Yeah, people wouldn't know. Well, you can tell me the difference between, you're a professional and you're the real deal. But how do you spot a fraud guy or girl?
How do you? It's not like they look a certain way, right? So I would say shut up and let them provide you the information.
Good point.
I think some people tend to over-validate something, and like I was initially contacted by a big Hollywood family, and the mother had passed years ago under suspicious circumstances. So I had done the reading, and so now the case is reopened. But I had read for one of her daughters. And so now it's a totally different scenario. Now a case that has been cold for so long, with really no leads because the case itself happened out in the middle of the water.
Wow.
So when you, I'm sure you might be able to put two and two together who I'm talking about, but and so in that situation, it's sort of like you get brought in by the family and you provide certain information that could break open the case. And I think in the situation of consulting with, like the PI firm is there's going to be things that they're going to have accesses to cold cases that like I couldn't just go into a police station and say, hey, I want to help with your cold case, and they're not just going to surrender it over to me. Whereas, or there's going to be like current things that I can consult with. And so really the sky's the limit, but it's also better that I'm actually working with the agency rather than, the family, because I'm a little bit more accepted. I don't have to deal with like sort of the ego of, the police station or the cops working the case or
right. There's no skepticism with us because we're using you like a one of the best tools we'll have.
Right. Now, I have a question, guys. Stay on the line, Craig. Also, we're going to get your Baron investigation group out, what you're doing, bodyguard work and so forth, and we've been friends forever. William, I have a story, and so does Yvonne. When my mom passed away, because she was soulmates with my father, and I was walking on the beach, you're talking about water, and I was missing her terribly, and this is a true story, and there was a fisherman out there, and he said to me, hey, lady, and I looked over at him. He goes, somebody loves you out there. Now, this could have been thrown off a boat, of course. And, and I looked down, honest to God, it was around my feet. There were 12 long stem roses. And the way that they were placed was kind of around my feet.
Okay.
And to me, I was like, okay, Mom, that's the message. Now, what's your feelings on that?
Well, my initial thing is always to trust your instinct, right? So if you feel like it was a message from Mom, then trust it. And the other thing is psychic abilities tend to be enhanced by water, especially salt water. So it's why like certain psychics will bathe in salt water. Like before I do a gallery reading, I do all that to sort of remove toxins. Like when you get out of the ocean, you feel totally different than when you get out of fresh water. So the other thing is there's probably, usually if there's something where a physical manifestation has actually happened, there was probably something pivotal happening in your life at that time that she was trying to let you know that she was there and that she was around you and present in your life and supporting you.
That's true. Now, do they show up? And I believe because my mom shows up in my dreams a lot. Is that them trying to tell you that they're okay and a good message to other people out there as well?
Well, yeah. I mean, the dream state is perfect for spirit because if you're not a medium, it would probably scare you to death to see a full body apparition.
Oh, for sure.
So
yeah, for sure.
So
yes, yeah.
You tend to get more acceptable by the dream state, and it's also a forgettable experience. So it's one of those things that you're not going to be traumatized by having it. Like I'm sure working with the investigation group, I'm going to pick up on things that's going to take me days to cleanse myself from, because and that's sort of because when you're working any type of legal case or anything like that, even if it's when I was selecting jury duty or jurors for attorneys, I didn't even know that was a use for mediums, but it is. And the thing is, but I would get information on the case that I was being called in on, and even though I wasn't there to actually deliver the message for, about the case, or I wasn't even supposed to know anything about that. I just was there to pick out the jury or to assist in that.
Okay.
But it was like, in the situation of the PI case, though, is if you're dealing with a murder case per se, that stuff sticks with you because you're not only feeling what the victim felt, but you're feeling what the perpetrator felt, and so on and so forth. Like I have a client whose father was a serial killer.
Wow.
And so it's a powerful thing, but I had to relive sort of his kills,
Wow,
as well as what the victims were.
Well, I want to just tell people we want to have you on next week. I think we should take callers as well. William, how do you like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I want to ask him a question.
Okay.
Yes, when my son was killed in 2005, I could actually hear him speaking to me. He would tell me, if it wasn't for him, I think I would have gone crazy. But he would tell me different things about how I should live my life or don't worry about him. And then one day he told me that he was going to another plane and he never spoke to me anymore.
That's interesting.
Okay.
Yes. After he would tell me about when on the way to the crematory, he told me that he could have came back, but the people that was with him they decided not to do that, and he was just leading me toward making me feel good, so I wouldn't go off going crazy. And then one day he said, "Mommy, I'm on another plane," and ever since then he hasn't spoken to me anymore.
What do you think about that, Bill?
What
do you think of that?
Well, I mean, it's a difficult thing because in the beginning, I understood so if there's levels of consciousness, right? Like so when a spirit first departs the world, if they were killed,
yes,
say it was a murder victim or they died in a car crash, there's a certain level of help or assistance that they get to be able to process their own death. And then they ascend to sort of a next level of conscious awareness.
Oh, okay.
Right? And so probably what was happening is he was going through these different phases.
Yes.
I mean, I could tell you that he's with me now. So, nobody's beyond my reach.
Right.
In that, but I also like, was there issue with foul play in his death?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Okay. Because I also feel like with him that it was somebody that he knew.
Yes, it was his best friend was involved.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Yes.
Wow. Well, what do you think of this, Peter? Is this an interesting topic?
I'm absolutely blown away by all this stuff that you guys are talking about.
I know.
The medium and visiting loved ones, death, passing away. I definitely believe in some of that stuff. Absolutely.
I got you. Well, William, I know we've got Lionel from Las Vegas calling in. We got Ken from Crazy Baby TV on hold. Let's bring you back next week. Are you ready to come back?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Give everybody your website.
It's William Constantine. So the last name is CONSTANTINE.net.
There you go. And is there a phone number they can reach you as well?
I don't know it. I don't call myself.
I know. Isn't that funny? I know. And Craig, you want to give Barron Investigation their website and phone number?
Yes, you could call Craig at Barron Investigative and Security Group 260-704-5914, or in Palm Beach 561-641-4818, 24/7. And thank you so much for being on your show, Dawn.
Thank you. And he's going to be helping us with some commercials with Barron Investigation. We're excited. And he's actually our bodyguard company now.
It's been a very...
Yes, we're doing a lot of bodyguard stuff. It's awesome for the stars. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, this has been a very interesting conversation.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep. You have a good day. Thank you.
Oh, what an exciting show.
Yes.
Very different, aspect because people have questions. We'll take callers next week for
Good.
William. And I know we can do that because we just did it today. Now, let's go to Lionel in Las Vegas. I know our callers are backing up. We need another hour show. Oh, Lola, add us another hour. Okay, Lionel, are you there?
Yes, I am.
How are you? How do you like the show so far?
Oh, I like the show because I know it's hosted by Dawn Reese, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lionel C. calling you from Las Vegas, and we're going to have some fun on this program, so don't you dare touch that dial.
Well, Lionel was one of the original Gunther coasters.
Okay.
And right now, Lionel, we have two songs. Actually, before we play the song, do you have that song, What's in Vegas? I sent you. Lionel, stay on the line. We're going to play this music. This is for you. You wrote this?
I wrote it, I produced.
I love it. Leave it on. Leave it on for a minute.
So you're coming to Las Vegas. What happens? The entertainment capital of the world. Gets email. Charlie D. Lionel Z. Tony T. Let's get those hands together. I was working too hard, not getting very far. I was suffering from a case of the blues. I saw the same old faces, the same old places. I had to find me something new. Now when I read the newspaper, it said come to Las Vegas. You wanna have yourself a good time. So I booked me a flight that very single night on a red eye. Yes, I did. I was partying and drinking, not even thinking that anybody ever know. The next thing you know, I was the star of the show with my picture on the internet. What happens in Vegas? What happens in Vegas? What happens in Las Vegas? What happens in Vegas? I said what happens in Vegas? It gets email home.
Hi.
Wow, what a cool song that is. You know, we're going to Las Vegas.
Yes, and I never was there before.
Oh, we're going to have some fun. Now, Lionel, my idea, because you do a James Brown impersonation, when we say the I do's, because actually we're going to be streamed live here at Tan Talk, 8:30 on the 27th of February. So you can hear us and see us get married. But Lionel, after we say our I do, our Caribbean music flow, can we have you sing I Feel Good as dressed up in James Brown?
Of course.
Now, we're going to go to another song that you have, James Brown, and it was on the same email that I sent over, Peter. Do you see that?
Well, can I say a couple things about that, first of all?
Yes.
Now, the first song that you were listening to, I'm a member and the co-owner of the original Cornell Gunter's coaster.
Oh, that's right.
Along with Mr. Charlie Duncan. So I wrote that song. What happens in Vegas gets emailed home. They do it on our show, and people love it because they love the coaster's music. So we're going to do Yakety Yak and Charlie Brown.
Oh, boy.
And Lola Kane Jones, but we're going to do some new music also. So
nice.
One thing about our coaster show is that it's still powerful, it's still strong, and there are only two groups. There's only two vocal groups that have the legal right to use the name Coasters, and that's the Coasters, and that would be Carl Gardner's wife, Vita Gardner, who's there in Florida, and us, the original Cornell Gunter's Coasters, here in Las Vegas.
Oh, we have to get her on the show. Hey, and also too, Lionel, where can they see you perform?
Well, I just wanted to tell you this, that I've got a big show. We didn't talk about that yet, but I'll get into that. And I want to say to the young people out there, to the old people out there, to all the people out there, James Brown was about love. And so I do a tribute also to James Brown here in Vegas. And it's really going over well because I've come up with a concept called the James Brown Las Vegas Wedding. What I did was I told my wife, I said, I'm going to do a tribute to James Brown. She said, you don't look nothing like James Brown. I said, watch me. I had her take me to the wig store. I know nothing about wigs. She picked out a wig for me. She cut it down. I dressed up. I walked into the wedding chapels. When I walked in, they said, James Brown. I said, I got him now.
All right.
Now, hey, you got an Elvis wedding. You need James Brown wedding. They said, well, nobody's never asked it. I said, you never offered it. So the Viva Las Vegas Wedding Chapel and the Cupid's Wedding Chapel is where I do my weddings and renewals here in Las Vegas. So anybody that's listening, I don't care how long you've been married, there's nothing like a I Feel Good James Brown Lionel Z wedding. And my phone number here is area code 702-482-4878. That's area code 702-482-4878. And you can see I don't love to talk, do I?
No, let's go to that song. We're going to play this song. Stay on the line because I have another funny thing we're going to do in a second. Do you have that other song? The James Brown? There we go.
This goes out to Mr. James Brown. Man, I want me some black-eyed peas, some cornbread, some potato salad. If I want man, yeah, piece of peach cobbler. What you want, man? Man, I want me some potato chips. Potato chips? Well, you know what I really want? What? Do you want to know what I really want? What? Give me some James Brown. James Brown. James Brown. Some James Brown. Let's get on down. I remember back in the day. Yeah, man. James Brown. From
Hi, Lionel. Hold on the line because I have a surprise we're going to do. I know we have 10 minutes. We have Ken from Crazy Baby TV on next and a couple other callers. And so Peter's getting our wedding chapel on the line here in Las Vegas. Lionel, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, hold on. Let's get them on. Let's see if Nikki's there. Okay. Did it ring? No? We tried something new. I guess our lines are full. Oh my God, we need another phone line here. He needs an assistant. He's like trying to get through and he can't call. We can't call the chapel?
No, the phone lines are packed up right now.
Wow.
Yeah, we got 4 phone lines all packed up.
Oh,
I've got something to say.
Yes.
Go
ahead.
I hate it, but I didn't realize that was on the 27th of February, correct?
Yes. What are you telling me?
Cornell Gunther's Coasters, we're going to be in Palm Springs on the 27th.
Oh.
What a bummer.
February 20. Oh, well, but then we'll replace you. I know we have Gene Anderson, King of the Hollywood Blues. He's down there in Vegas. He said he wants to sing at the wedding. He's with, you know who he's with? you know Gene Anderson, right? With the Funkadelics?
Funkadelics, yes.
With George Clinton? That's okay. Well, your spirit will be with us because I used to work for the late James Brown.
Appreciate that. I really, we all need work, we got to pay bills.
I was so looking forward to that, but that's okay. But you know what? That's all right because you have to have other plans. But we'll still have you call in the show.
And we can still play the music, can't we?
Yes.
Yes.
We can still play that music. We could do that. All right?
I feel good.
There we go. That'll be our wedding song.
So good. I got you. And I want to say one other thing. I've got a big show coming up here in Las Vegas
when?
on March the 5th.
Can we see that while we're in Vegas? Can we see your show at least?
Oh, yeah, but my show is March 5th. I'm going to be at the Ron D. Carr Event Center. It's a beautiful, plush place. It's a dinner stuffer showroom.
Oh.
I mean, some of the biggest stars will be the Temptations. A lot of people are there. I've got my own show, and guess what the name of this show is?
What?
It's Elvis and James. And the name of it is What If Elvis and James Got Together in Heaven and Had a Concert? That's the name of my new record.
Well, we love you. We're going to have you call in next week. I know we have 7 minutes left. We have gone so much over today, and I want to thank everybody for being patient that's holding on our lines.
Yes.
But
I'm not going to go. I'm not going. I'm going to stay here and talk to myself.
Well, Lionel, we'll have you call in next week, please.
Well, let me give you my phone number again. If you're coming to Vegas, if you're not coming to Vegas, come here and get married. Have renewal. Show the woman you love her. Show the man you love her. Area code 702-482-4878. And I'm going to say, I feel good.
I like that.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Lionel. And let's go to Ken from Crazy Baby TV. Ken, we love you, and thank you so much for holding on and listening to our show. How are you?
Hey, Dawn, how you doing?
I'm fabulous. We're going to make you a part of the show once a week. We're excited. He's got crazybabytv.com. And tell us about what you're doing, Ken.
Well, we are building the next wave in broadcasting, internet television. A lot of people are confused as to what that is, but basically it's television on the internet. We don't broadcast celestially. We broadcast strictly on the web. But we're in process of producing some original shows. We have a couple dramas that are in treatment right now, a sitcom, and our flagship show, which will be debuting February 10th, Teen Talk Live, which is a teen talk show here in St. Lucie County. Getting a lot of traction on that. I think is going to be a big thing.
Okay, so where can they go? crazybabytv.com, right?
www.crazybabytv.com is where they can watch it at, and everything that we're doing. As you know, Dawn, I used to be a talent manager and producer, which I still dabble in a little bit. I have a rap artist that we're working with now out of the Pennsylvania area, who's starting to make a bit of noise up north, and so we're going to, try to take him on a nationwide track, possibly introduce him to Sony Records here in the next couple of weeks.
Right.
And still doing my thing here. Just trying to do what we can to help independent artists find their voice and find their platform.
Well, we're excited because we have a lot of artists that will be on this show, and we'll filter them over to yours. And I know Steve in New York, we were supposed to call him as well. I know our phone lines are full. I'll let him know. That's okay. That's a good thing with the station. And, we have some stories, Ken, I want to bring up next time because you were my cameraman, and we did, actually, from the Monkees, we met David, remember? Is that his name?
Oh, man. The Davy Jones from the Monkees, and then, the other thing we did, the Boys and Girls Club event,
with Lonnie Anderson?
Lonnie Anderson, Lou Ferrigno, Dennis Farina from Law and Order, R.I.P.
Right.
We've done a lot of great things, man. We had some fun back in those days, and who knows, looking forward to some new fun and adventures.
I agree, and we're super excited because maybe you can take a clip of our show for yours. We can do the same thing with you here and feature Crazy Baby TV on Hollywood Connections. How does that sound?
That sounds awesome. And for any listeners out there, let me tell you, Dawn and I go way back. She's always been doing a great thing for the kids and for anybody who's trying to get into the entertainment business. And one of the things that we offer at Crazy Baby TV is we offer totally free marketing and promotions for unsigned artists.
There you go.
No contract obligations. All you have to do is submit us your links to your videos, send us your music, and we'll get you featured on our featured artist page. And we try to promote you as much as we can. And all we ask in return is that you tell your friends about crazybabytv.com and set up a link or do a little marketing for us on your social media.
We love it, Ken. Well, I know we have 5 minutes, and I know we have going over so much. And I want to thank you for calling in, crazybabytv.com. Thank you for doing the new logo. You're an amazing graphic artist. We want to hook you up with people if they're looking for graphic artists as well, if you're doing that. But we'll have you call next week for sure and help you with what you're doing also. All righty?
Most definitely. We do all sorts of business graphics and printing. So if you need that, we're particularly geared toward the entertainment industry, but we will do graphics and printing for anyone who needs services.
Okay, we got you. We got your back, Ken. Thank you so much for calling in. We got 3 minutes left. Let's go to Diane real quick. I know she's been holding from Phoenix, Arizona, and I know we have Stuart. If we don't get to Stuart this week, real quick, Diane, welcome. She has a book called Overcoming Celebrity Obsession. And I'm showing this book, and we only have 3 minutes, Diane, but I just want to go over, and you read the book.
Yes, I did.
And I'm going to chapter 4, and what I was noticing how you were into with David Cassidy, and, you were saying because he was a character, and I'm just reading a quote here, that he played an actor and was playing, it was a fantasy, and that you were, looking, going over the role model of him, and it wasn't confusing to you because that's really interesting in this chapter, and how you were breaking down the Partridge Family show of the different scenes in that show. So we're not going to give totally away. We got 2 minutes. The reason I brought Diana is because I believe her book should become a movie.
I do too.
I think if there's a film director out there.
If my life gets much better, I'm working on it.
Well, we're excited to have you call in. I know that it's been, very short. I hope you've enjoyed the show. It's gone way over today with all our guests. And
I know.
So we're going to get you back, and I'll put the videos up of Diane. Diane, thank you. We'll have you call in. I got to let you go. Let's go to the next caller.
We'll talk about chapter 5 and 6 next week.
Okay. Yes, we will.
Because we kind of go together.
I got you. 5 and 6 with a celebrity.
But what time do I call in?
You're so funny. Yes. We'll get you back. We got 1 minute, Diane.
She said what time?
I'll get her on Monday.
Okay. We'll let you know, Diane.
Sounds good. I know there was another beauty queen that was going to call in. She was a senior with hers. Is she on the line?
I am here, but if you need to reschedule, that's not a problem.
Oh, I know. You're so wonderful. He said the phone lines are still backing up with callers, which is so great.
Yes.
That's a great thing for you. So no worries at all. I'm Kenyon Dempsey's Mompreneur 2015, so if you need to call me back later, I'll still be around.
Oh, we could invite her to call in next week.
We would love that because
I read your profile.
Awesome.
And tell everybody your website, and we're going to get into what she does as a role model.
Yes.
Sure. The website is aseasonedaffair.com, and we do pageants for mature women 60 and above.
Yes, I'm Miss Florida Diva, and I'm 80.
I know. I know. There's your next one. She can go in yours, but she's my Miss Florida Diva for life. And I so am excited to get you back on the air. We're going to make you first guest next week. How's that?
Sounds wonderful. No worries. You have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, everybody. Stuart, we're going to get you back from Denver next week. We promise we'll get you second on the show as well.
Diane.
And Diane will be on there, chapter 5 and 6, with her book. I believe it's going to be a movie. We have 1 minute left. Thank you so much today.
Oh, thank you.
Do you enjoy it?
Yes, I did. It was marvelous.
I know. William and Craig, thank you for calling in.
It was
Also,
a marvelous
please
show.
donate for our airtime. We need help. Go to DawnReeseShow@yahoo.com and to PayPal. We're excited. We need your help because we pay for our own airtime.
Yes, we do.
We're looking for good sponsors. We're looking for commercials. And I know it's out there. Also, America's Got Talent. Remember, coming up in February in Orlando, go to agtauditions.com. They contacted us through Hollywood Connections. February 19th. We hope to see you in Orlando doing some behind the scenes with America's Got Talent. Anything else, Peter? We got 1 minute.
The Sports Web coming up next.
All right. And also, all the callers, thank you so much for calling in Periscope. We love you. Thank you for everybody watching. And we have a great show next week as well.
Yes, I'm excited.
Barron Investigation Group, our bodyguard service to the stars, a major artist. We're out. Bye-bye.
Bye.
WTAN, Clearwater, Tampa Bay. WDCF, Dade City, Tampa Bay. WZHR, Zephyr Hills, Tampa Bay. Listen.
Officers immediately returned to the white van and discovered the other escapee, Jonathan II.
The third escapee surrendered yesterday in Santa Ana. Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders worried about turnout in Monday's Iowa caucuses.
We will lose the caucus on Monday night if there is a low voter turnout.
Weather might be a factor with a powerful storm expected Monday or Tuesday in the Plains, Rockies, and upper Midwest.
Iowa transportation officials